Okay, Becky notified. How about you? Anybody else get notified? We will see if anybody comes in or not. Oh, Slash Music. How are you doing, sir? Excuse me, Jeff. I'm sorry about that, buddy. Got a slight cough. But not looking good for people popping in here tonight. It's Friday night. I don't think Fridays and Saturdays will be good for here. I think they will be good for the other. Todd, how are you? Tanisha, how are you? Oh, wait a minute. I thought Slash Music was Slash Master 1989. I apologize. Doing well. That's good, Todd. That is good. I'm not doing so bad myself. It's just, same old, same old. And, nothing changes. See if I can notify a few people that may not have gotten notified that I am live. Oh, that's good, Tanisha. You got notified. That's always a plus. Yep. Always a plus. I am just letting everyone know that possibly may not have gotten notified. Some people don't always check everything. So what's everybody been up to? How was everybody's day, I should say? James, how are you doing, sir? Because he's saying Tanisha, which means like good to see ya. That's why he did that. Well, that is good, James. It is good that you were doing good. Oh, you just put a space between each letter. That's more because it's like a Tanisha. He likes saying your name. What? Oh. But you notice it's not all capitalized. It's just the first letter, Tanisha. So it's like Tanisha. Your name ain't all capitalized. Look at it, Tanisha. Juan, how are you? And how are things going where you're at? Is it warming up where you're at? It's starting to warm up around here. Justin, how are you doing? Raining. It was sunny here all day. Beautiful day. Warming up. I think next week they're talking like in the 50s or something. Not doing bad. Back issues, like always, but other than that, not bad. Not bad at all. So, what's everybody been up to? Anything big? Sorry about that, guys. I'm just letting people know. That might not have got notified. Just chilling, huh? Yeah. Next week highs will be in the 40s, which will be good. So did you guys see the nothing big, just trying to figure out what to do next other than cover vlog. Well, just do a daily vlog. Just do a vlog. Are you going out and doing things? You never know. That might be okay. Yeah, snow is starting to melt. We're having a mess. We got a driveway that goes through between, because we own the whole property, so we made a loop driveway through. And we got to get gravel or concrete or something because that's a disaster right over here. No, we live up high and it's never flooded right where we're at that I know of ever. People on the corner where it goes downhill, they get flooded basements and stuff, but never here in this house, I should say, or the house that we own next door. But that one, the ones we're like on a little hill. You might not be able to tell, but it's enough to make a difference. Nebraska now, they're getting flooded big time. They even had to they had to shut down a nuclear power plant and everything. They're very concerned about flooding down there. Jeff, are you still in here? How about where you're at, Juan? Do you have any kind of flooding situations where you're at? You repaired guitars today. I sent you a text, buddy, a minute ago. How about where you're at, Tanisha? You get any flooding or anything that goes on? A couple of years ago, up by where Andrew goes to school at, they had some major flooding. You have friends that live in Dickinson? That's where my son lives. Him and his girlfriend live there. They got this nice house. It's really nice there. Is your friends in Dickinson into reptiles or anything? Oh, my back itches one spot, man. It's crazy. Oh, they've been there for about 20 years now? No, they're into motorcycles, huh? Yeah. Very cool. My son's been there a year and a half, something like that. And he loves it there. Oh, yeah, I suppose it depends on where you live. Magnus, how are you? It's warmer in Dickinson. It's further south to the east. It's almost like a plains desert over there. Kathy, how are you? Not doing too bad, Magnus. Not doing too bad. Not doing bad at all. Yeah, you must be working a different shift or something, Kathy, because haven't seen you in here in a little while, and you usually do that when you have that switch shift or whatever. Anything new where you're at, Magnus? Yeah, that happens to a few people. Grand Junction. We have a friend from Grand Junction. Ain't that where Paul's from, hon? She must have fell asleep. Yeah. Oh, she said yes. He's from Grand Junction. Ed from CMC. How are you doing? Magnus, that's what I was going to say. You're flooding, right? Are you where the floods are at? Is your house in a threat of getting flooded? So, Ed, how are you doing? Built on a hill. Smart move. You live in Aurora, Colorado. I think I have family in Aurora, Colorado. I also have family in Aurora, Illinois, and Denver, Colorado. It's always a plus to be above ground, isn't it, Ed? Do you? I like Fargo. It's okay. Some schools' roofs collapsed this last couple days because of that big blizzard they had there. All the snow weight made the roof collapse. But yeah, that's a lot of snow. That's crazy, Magnus. I heard they had to shut down a nuclear power plant down there because they were worried about it flooding. Yes, Fargo. I seen today that Fargo stands a 90% chance of flooding this year because of the Red River. Well, schools were closed here because of the blizzard too, because it was all the same blizzard. It went straight up through there, come through. But while they were closed, one of the schools collapsed from the weight of the snow. RK Reptiles, how are you doing? That's crazy, Magnus. You should get pictures, lots of pictures. Not bad, not bad. I'm not going to complain. Not bad at all. So, are you out helping people, Magnus? Like putting sandbags up or something? Yeah, flooding is a way of life in a lot of places, and I would never want to live anywhere in a flood zone. The only flood zone we have to worry about, and I don't even think we personally have to worry about this, there's a big dam up here, and if it were to burst, water might get close to the house, but I don't know if it would hit the house. It's iffy. Yeah, that's well, be safe, Kathy. Be safe. I'm not sure who has the biggest. I know I have a female that's like 3,800 grams, almost 4,000 grams. She's an Enchi girl. She's huge. Jason, how are you? Yeah, I guess so, because it would be the ocean, wouldn't it, Jeff? Yeah, Brian Gundy has one that's $5 grand. I've seen this. Somebody had one that was 7,800 grams. It was ginormous. I'm trying to think of who it was. And it was 7,800 grams. Oh, plus no car, yeah. Oh, you have a 4,500? Yes, you do. That's right. I do remember seeing the picture you showed me. That was it's pretty big. Very big. I think the one Brian Gundy had, that big female that was 5,000 grams. I think, no, not her. It was the one of her offspring that were very close to her size passed away, is what it was. I know the sub-Saharan species get huge. Or what else is the other name they use for them? Volta or something like that. $30,000 lesser. Yeah, that's a big one, Jeff. Kelsey, how are you doing? How is David? Did you talk to David about his day today? Oh, jeez. And is David there? Party picks up when you step in, Kelsey. I don't know. As soon as you pop in, everybody's like, "Hey, Kelsey." You're the party? I don't know about that one, DW. I don't know about that one. Yeah, right, Jeff. You're funny. Well, tell David I said hello. Messing with you, Kathy. He's messing with you. There's no such thing as a 30,000 gram lesser. So, what are you guys doing tonight, Kelsey? Yeah, David, I could see it. You know, they say watch out for truck drivers, because there's a lot of truck drivers, not most truck drivers, but there are a few that are dangerous, like serial killers or something. You get everybody in the back of your truck, huh? Sure. Just got back from Buffalo. See, you guys go out and have a lot of fun. Oh, you got the. Oh, God, David, you're funny. Oh, fine. 50,000 beats Yorkies. Uh, Full size Yorkies or them little miniature ones, Jeff? It's, well, that's what happens when you have a jobs. And it's okay to turn into old people. When I become an old person, I'll let you know, Kelsey, what it's like, okay? What kind of weird stuff did you see when you drove truck, Justin? Oh, the micro teacup Yorkies, yes. What kind of stuff do you see, David? That would be interesting to see here. Hey, Bob, what's up? I meant to say hello a minute ago, but I'm sorry. Oh, I thought you were going to talk like paranormal stuff or something. You're saving up for a poll, huh? So how you doing, Bob? Gets to be a really long day. Yes, it does. Really, really long. That would have been cool to see. Just any ghosts or anything like that walking on the side of the highway or anything like that. You're all good there, huh? Well, that's good, Bob. You don't do ghosts. Let's hope not. But have you seen anything like that, David? Stuff like that you could not explain? Did you drive through like the desert Southwest over there or something like that, Justin? A lot of that stuff goes on there. You know what, Marita? So did my dad. He saw one when he was coming out, going on, waiting for his ride to pick him up to go to work early in the morning one morning. He saw it. He came back in the house until his ride got there. That's how bad he got a little freaked out over it. Yep, because you changed your name to a good name. A Bigfoot on the road? I wouldn't come to the yard. I don't remember what my dad said what it was shaped like. I'm not sure if it was cigar shaped or not. But he said it was definitely there. He came in right away. It freaked him out. Yeah, that's when this was for my dad too. Was back in the 80s. Stevie, how are you? Yeah, it seemed, and things have changed since then, I believe, and I don't think people see him as much as they used to back then. But it could still, I guess, I don't know. My son goes out. He over by Dickinson over there, and he at nighttime he's never said he's seen a UFO, but he said he's seen some like what he calls the ghost cowboy walking on the side of the road. That's what they call it over there. So you had too much moonshine. Oh, that's funny. That is funny, James. So, Marita, do you and your husband ever come up here to visit anymore? Or do you still have family up around here or anything? See, you know why people don't, yes. Yes, we saw a couple years back. It was so good. It looked like the sky was just dancing all the way across, like really weird looking. But yes, we have seen them. You usually see them during, like in early months of the summer, and like in the fall. It's the best time to see them. But you can see them other times of the year too. Oh, so that makes it easy. Go over and visit him over there then, huh? Yeah, they are. I've seen red ones, green ones, and white ones. And it all depends on how the sun is shining, I guess. She's yeah, yeah, that's what we Tim, UFO Tim, how are you? Yeah, we're gonna do some of that on the podcast too. Some of the paranormal stuff. It's pretty cool. Woke up in a tilt-a-whirl. It's going pretty good. Sun dogs. I got some on video this winter. Some sun dogs when it's really cold. So UFO Tim, have you ever seen anything like a UFO or something? Because that's what we were just talking about. And Marita, Deadly Tarantula Girl, her father's seen one. And as you've seen up there, Bob, he woke up at a tilt-a-whirl thinking it was with a hangover. So you've seen sun dogs in Florida? Uh, no, but I'll tell you something. My father firmly believed in them. He was Irish, and he just yes, he did. I'll tell you a little story about one in a minute, uh, Justin. Yeah, the sun dogs actually is the where you see three suns, 3 to 4 suns. They call them sun dogs. I suppose you did. You're down in Roswell. What have you seen? Well, that's cool, Stevie. Yes, I had. Did they really, Tim? But I suppose if you're in Florida and a cold front's coming through like a storm, higher atmosphere, I suppose you could see them. I never knew you could see them down there. I thought you had to be somewhere like here where it got 75 below zero. Very interesting. I suppose you couldn't tell us the story then, can you? Well, here's a Justin. Here's a story about a banshee. Because my father was Irish, he firmly believed if you heard a banshee or seen a banshee, if you heard one, someone was going to die. If you seen one, you were going to die. That's what he firmly believed. And the whole week, this is no joke, the week before he died, the whole week, he couldn't sit in the kitchen of the house. And my mom would say to him, "Why can't you sit in the kitchen?" And he would point out to the tree and said, "Do you see the woman sitting in the tree? That's a banshee." And he would say it every day. And he goes, "I know she's coming for me." And a week later, he died. Uh, Perfect. Marita, perfect. Jeff. Then I will. Yeah, Marito, that'll definitely work. David, what is up, my son? This Marita It's from right by Dickinson. This deadly tarantula girl, she used to live right by Dickinson there, David. I think it was Fairfield, I think she said, or something like that. I know. You had a heck of a day, David. I seen the pictures. Crazy. No, I never seen a chupacabra, but I was telling David's story about the ghost cowboy, David. I was telling them about that you seen. I said that. I said you don't like going out there at night too much. You've never seen a chupacabra or nothing like that, have you, David, out there in the middle of nowhere? Lots of coyotes, though. You don't even like going out there at all, do you now, David? Cowboy, what? He didn't tell you that story of the cowboy, the haunted place where the cowboy walks by the road? No, I have not, Justin. David had one not that long ago, a ghost experience. He gets them all the time. What was your experience, Tanisha? You know, they had that girl. We just watched a show, Becky and I, of a girl. They killed somebody, or they stabbed somebody and tried to kill somebody, or they did kill somebody and tried to kill someone else because the Slender Man was telling them to do it. Do you know what, Tim? I want you on my podcast. Would you come on and tell your story on there? GH Outdoors, how are you? So, Tim, would you come on the podcast one day if we come on and do an early show? Not on here, but on a podcast. Yeah, that was a shame, Stevie. I have a podcast called Negative 21. Negative 20, not 21, Negative 20. And it's on Blog Talk Radio. I think it'd be great to have you on if you'd be willing to come on one day. I could send you a message or something somehow on one of your videos and tell you to contact me or something. Yeah, but it'll be interesting to hear. So doesn't mean anybody wouldn't believe you, but it would be very interesting to hear. I have to I will come onto one of your videos and give you my email address or something, or you can contact me on Facebook at, you know what? Contact me on Facebook at DEA Exotics, and you send me a private message that way, and I will get in touch with you if that works. Yeah, I didn't. You know, when I talked to Jeff earlier, David, I didn't get a chance to tell him how your day went. Do you have Instagram, Tim? Twitter? I have a Twitter account, but it's not DEA Exotics. Do you have Instagram? No. Give me your Twitter name and I will contact you on there for my Twitter name if you don't mind. You can post it up there. Oh, you only have a YouTube? Okay, well, I will. You got an email address? You can email me at DEAexotics@gmail.com. Or you can give me your email address too, and I can get back to you. Yeah, I'm a skeptic of a lot of things, but I do believe in UFOs, ghosts, and a few other things. Yeah, UFOs, Jeff, David, unidentified flying objects. You know what they are. David Theory, how are you? Oh, yeah. Well, if you give me your email, I'll make sure to email you too. I could tell you something. Whatever lurks in space that can reach Earth, you don't want them to know you're here because they are so more advanced than we are. Yeah, that would be. I'll put my email address up here for you. Okay. And we'll get you on. Mm-hmm. Whatever. No, oh God. Got it. Okay. Please, yes, email me at that. Let me know when you email me because then I'll go look for it in. Ha 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 ha, Jeff. Very funny. Let me know when you email me and then I can look for it in case it doesn't come through or something. We'll find it and I'll get back to you. I am doing very well, Stevie. Yeah, we are such a small speck in this vast universe. You know, I often thought that too, Bob. I often said, I was telling my daughter, I said, you know, send a spaceship up and out. Sooner or later, you're going to hit the edge of the glass. She goes, what do you mean? I said, because we're like a little science project or something. Yeah, that's fine, Tim. You get some rest there, buddy. Well, you know, here's what I have to say, Justin, about the whole thing. If they've been watching us, I think they'll come and start trouble the minute we are able to go through, like, get to them wherever they're at. The minute they realize that we can come to them, that's when they'll do something. Because we're very violent. We can't even get along with ourselves. We're extremely a violent group of people. Take a look at what they just did over in the mosque over there. Then look what the Ethiopian, like over in Ethiopia, what just happened with the or no, Nigeria or something today with the with the Christian church over there. I mean, back and forth. It's just crazy. I have to agree with you, Kathy. We are definitely the minute, I'm telling you right now, the minute we can reach them and they feel that we can reach them, that's when they'll come and say, nope, not happening. Do you ever see that little cartoon of the Earth and the moon? And the moon's asking, how are you doing? What's wrong? And the moon's all messed up looking. The Earth's all messed up looking. He's like, I got humans. And then a rocket flew over and landed on the moon. And the moon turned to the rest of the universe and said, run, he's contagious. That's true, David. But you get an alien race that's even 100 years more advanced than us. We don't stand a chance. Sweet, Tim. When I get you on, we'll discuss all that. Good night, Tim. Peace out. That's a good saying too, David. Two Davids, they think alike. To a point. No, war never changes. It's a shame that we as a species just can't get along. Yeah, fighting. Is that what you mean? Well, that's what I mean, David. They'll leave us alone. They're watching us, just doing an experiment. Once we get to a certain point, and we can reach them, that's when they'll come and say something. But like Michio Kaku says, the chances of us becoming a tier 1 species, we're at a tier 0 right now, but to become a tier 1, we have to make it through that pinnacle hourglass where advanced civilizations destroy themselves. So we're still always threatening to destroy each other. And if we can get past that point, then we will make it to tier 1 and be advanced. But Michio Kaku even said even alien species have to go through that little hourglass. And if they can't get through that hourglass where they don't destroy each other, then they become a tier 1, a tier 2, a tier 3, tier 4 species. Right now we're at tier 0. Tier 0. We haven't even come to the pinnacle point to where we can get through that little hourglass. Not even close. Yeah, we're like the plague, but worse. Like you said, drug resistant. Starts all over. Yep. It would be interesting to see if we ever got past it, wouldn't it, Jason? Instead of having to start all over again. Thousands of years having to do it all over again. Is there really? I have to look that up. Good night, Stevie. Yeah, I have to agree. That's I know India, the country of India, Yes, it is, David. It really is. It's definitely in embedded into our DNA to fight. Well, I hope you can find it. You better remember what it was. I know that India and Pakistan, they have like India has stories from thousands of years ago where they got in a fight and they used weapons that melted the skin off of elephants and stuff and killed everybody. And it looked like the pictures that they have drawn on walls and plaque stones and shit look like nuclear weapons going off. And there are places in India that are radioactive to this day. So now, is it that the war started and we had to start all over again? I don't know. That is the truth, David. Theory. That is the truth. She'll take it back. Yeah. Well, it's a shame that we keep repeating and repeating and repeating and never get nowhere. But you can even look at what are them chimpanzees? They will get sticks and stones and go to a rival chimpanzee group and try to kill them all. It's crazy how they, and they're very closely related to humans, and that's just in our nature, I guess. And what's them other ones? Bobos or bongos, or they're just like a chimpanzee, but they do the same thing. Oh, I'm sure she will. What's that, David? But Justin, we run out of time sooner or later because the sun is going to go to a red giant stage, which will envelop the Earth. You think the sun lacks the mass? I'm sorry, to do that? No, she's still growing to this day. And every time it goes into a new stage, takes billions of years, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it goes supernova and collapses in on itself. Okay, you'll have to tell me that story, David. Yes, it will, because it will stop. Yeah. Yeah, that's true too, David. Theory. I also think that we were put here just to invent plastic. Seriously, everything's in plastic. Then you die, because that will incinerate everything in its path. Yes, I can too, Jeff. It's coming from the basement. If it goes supernova, pulsar, or anything like that, we die. If it keeps growing in mass, we die. But the sun will die eventually. It will stop creating nuclear fusion. Lights will go on. Did you know if the sun stopped emitting light today, it takes 8 years. 8 minutes, I mean, for it to hit Earth, 8 minutes. So if you're outside and the sun went black, it would take 8 minutes before you even realized it. 5 minutes. Okay. They upped it from 8 minutes to 5 minutes. I apologize, David. I will check it out. Sweet. Ain't it funny, David, when they molt, how big they get? I will watch it. I just put it in my new tab up there so I can watch it. I will check it out. Become a black hole. True. Did you see the new study today by Harvard University about black holes? They said, I know. Let me guess. Could it be because of the sun, the magnetic poles, David? The magnetic field around the Earth reflects off it. What do you think I was? What do you think I was going to say? They said today they came out with a study. You met a black hole on Tinder. You're funny. They said that they believe that aliens to travel across vast distances can shoot like a laser or something. This was just on a Harvard study page into the black hole and ride it through or something. I didn't understand because I didn't read the whole thing. I didn't get a chance to, but that was basically what it is. Yes and no, David. Why don't you enlighten us? Because I know it's a solar flare that hits the magnetic field that pushes it away. Like a wormhole, correct. It was pretty neat from what I did read of it. I didn't read the whole thing, like I said. It was either Harvard or Yale University, one of the two of them. Oh no, here we go. Who's there? Silly Snake, how are you? Oh jeez. Am I supposed to say I didn't call no plumber? Huh. That was so funny. I suppose it would, David. I didn't read it, but I suppose that's basically what it said. I know if you get sucked into a black hole, you go through a stage called the spaghettification stage, which I don't think you survive it unless you can, like you said, push enough energy through the event horizon. What do you mean? No, you definitely go through. You can't survive the spaghettification phase, could you? "12 parsecs." You're funny, Jeff. You're funny, Hooper. That's what happens. Did you guys ever see it? It'll suck you in, but part of your will get stuck out, and the other part gets sucked in, and they call it spaghettification because you get stretched. Oh, jeez, Jeff, you're bad, buddy. You are bad. That's funny, Jeff. Yeah. So, do you think aliens have the technology to ride through one, David? That's kind of funny. You don't. Oh, so you don't think they even have, even after 1,000 years more advanced than us, have the technology to ride through a black hole? I suppose not, because the black hole can suck the light out of a sun. So that's truth, but that don't mean we're the smartest individuals in the universe, does it, David? Well, Einstein said time is like a funnel, and if you can bounce down in and across instead of going around the long way, you could actually skip through time to the future. I don't know. I don't think he said you can go back, but I know you can go forward. That's true. That is true, Uber. We made a wheel, so I guess we are pretty advanced. Got stones. And there's a bunch of us that get stoned, I guess, right? We made a cheese wheel. David theory, that is the truth. And they're actually suing the electric company there because they started most of them Northern California fires last October by not being up to par with their electrical grid or something like that. I didn't catch the whole thing. David, my son, are you still in here? I have a question for you. Oh, that's true, David. I have a question for you. What do you think about the judge ruling today that they can sue Smith and Wesson for the Sandy Hook shootings? Yeah, who gave him the knowledge to begin with, Jeff? I gave him the knowledge. He's given it back. I forgot more than he'll know. Yeah, they ruled today that they can sue, and they're going to start suing Smith and Wesson for the Sandy Hook shooting. Yeah, no, they're not. They're not saying they're going to blame the gun. They're not blaming anything other than the way that Smith and Wesson advertises. It's an old law that was in effect years ago. They made this law so they could sue cigarette companies on the way they advertised. They were able to sue the cigarette companies because of the way the cigarette companies advertised. Well, they were able to pull it in for the Smith and Wesson thing too, because of the way Smith and Wesson advertised. They're able to sue them, and they won with the cigarette companies. They'll probably win with Smith and Wesson too, they said. And it's a shame. I don't think they should be able to go after the gun manufacturers at all, period, because the gun didn't, it was the person wielding the gun. If they sue one gun manufacturer and put them out of business, it's only a matter of time before they start going after them all. What's that you found there, Kathy? All right, we'll check that one out too, Kathy. There we go. I got it up there. I'll definitely check it out. See, Justin, you have a good point, and I think a good lawyer would pull that up. They advertise these cars showing how fast they go, how cool it is to own one, how cool it is to drive one. See, that's what they did with the cigarette companies. That's why the cigarette companies got sued and they won, because they advertised how cool it was to smoke and how, it makes you a better person to smoke. Well, that's what they're doing because of some of the posters and stuff like that Smith and Wesson had up. So they turn around and sue the car manufacturers the same way. I think they should be able to do that. How can you get some of the beef heart formula? Well, I could probably make you some, and pay for shipping and the materials and stuff like that. Yeah. So, David, if you're going to buy any Smith and Wessons, I suggest you go do it before they get sued. Yeah, Jeff, you're so funny. Yes, I do, actually. Aqua balls. I agree, David. Them extreme lefters out there. I can't tolerate the thought of them even being in office. they need to be voted out of office or something, because there's some extreme lefters out there, man. But then again, on the other side of the aisle, there's some really extreme righters out there that are just as bad. They might not be against guns, but they're just as bad with some stupid things too. They could go up in price too, because if they get sued and go out of business, it's part of American history, So yeah, it's yeah, it's not an assault rifle. I don't know where uh that'll. No, I haven't. No, I have not. Yeah, I have to agree with you, David. I agree with you 100%. It's just, you should have heard him today because of what happened over in, what is it, Christchurch over there in New Zealand? And then what happened over in, I forget what country in Africa. It's crazy how their mind works. Oh, yeah, stop it, Leo. I've seen some very nice looking 22 caliber AR style rifles, but I don't know who made them. Do you remember who made them, David, when we were looking at them? And I'll tell you something. One thing I did learn from my son, David here, I'll give him credit for this. Oh, they were Henry. Yeah. Was it William Stoner, David, that invented the M16 and the AR style rifle? Is that right? If I'm not mistaken, that the AR style it came off of was William Stoner. And I did not know that, but I should have, I guess. Yeah, I like yours, David. They outlawed those here in North Dakota, bump stocks, I believe. Oh, did they? They outlawed them everywhere. See, I didn't know that either. David took his AR and shot the iPad with it once. He did a number to it. Oh, well, Nirvana. Huh. Very good. Very interesting, David. David's just a little bit of a gun buff. Who isn't? Yeah. That one, David takes it to the. I'm not going to. He takes it a little further than a lot of people do. But that's cool because he knows a lot about him. I'm proud of him. Till he has kids. Yeah, then his kids. Then he'll pass his knowledge on and his kids will be smarter than him. And he'll be on there like, yes, Dad. Yes, Dad. Yeah, David, he had a buddy that was in the Marines. He was a pretty cool guy. Yeah. So do I, George. I love guns. Always have. David has my very first gun I ever owned. David would never put me in a nursing home. At least I hope he wouldn't. That's true, David. I don't think you can retire until you're like 79 or 80 or something now. It's crazy. Well, guys, I think I'm going to get off. David, are you on call tonight? Over the weekend, I mean? Are you on call this weekend? I have to agree with you, Aqua Balls. George, I think that could be figured out. Yeah, David, I was just saying the same thing. I think I'm going to get off. You and Kelsey have a great night. I will talk to you probably tomorrow or something, David. I'm not sure. You've been pretty busy lately. So everybody, I'll talk to everyone later. Are you in a wheelchair, James, or when they put you in a wheelchair someday? You have a good one too. I mean, Justin, are you in a wheelchair? I didn't mean James. I meant Justin. Well, Kathy, I hope talking with us helps you get to sleep. I hope it helped you relax a little bit. Yeah, they tell me, Justin, that's where I'm headed because of my back. They've been telling me that since I was a little kid, and it's been getting worse every year. So I see it happening. So we'll be wheelchair buddies, huh? All right, guys. Peace out. George, Justin, David, Kathy, Uper, David again, and Jeff, and everyone else that might be in here. Check this. Let me see here. Let me see. Open a new tab. That's the same one you sent me, isn't it? Already? Yeah, I'll let you know when I think of it. I left a message on your live stream today, Uper, but I missed it. Oh, I had a question for you, Uper, before I go anywhere. Did you? Why did you remove? You left a. You put a. You made a comment on my video. Why did you take it down? Why did you remove your comment? Because I'm still able to read it, but it just doesn't show up on the video no more. Oh, yeah, it's not there. I don't know. I'll have to go check and see if it's held for spam. All right, guys. Peace out, and thank you guys for all tuning in.